Hey, hi. Hi, Travis. Hi, Vava. Hey, hi, guys. Thank you for joining me um, on today's episode. Um, it's another relationship series. Last week we spoke about should a man ask a woman out? Ask a woman out. Should a woman ask a man out? Sorry. And today we're going to be talking about red flags to look out for in a relationship. So I have someone's story to share. I'm not going to be calling the person's name, but we're going to look at this and we're also going to talk about it. It was part of the flyer I sent, not the full story, but part of it. And after sharing this, we can request to join in the video, the live session, and then we'll talk about it. So welcome again, guys. And so this is the story, and I hope that my network is okay and my voice is fine, so that we all can hear it. I think it's quite long, so I'm not sure it can fit in the comment, but yeah, I'll just read. So it goes, he asked me out and we've been dating for months. He strictly warned me against telling anyone about our relationship. Of course, I had to tell my friends. I decided to introduce him to my very close friend, who I regard as a sister. I wasn't comfortable with how he looked at her and generally interacted with her, but I just brushed it off. My birthday was approaching and I told my friend that I would love to get kitchen appliances. My boyfriend told me to give a number to him, which I did. After a few days, I told her that he requested for a number and she told me that she saw a number text her without an introduction, so she didn't bother. Fast forward to my birthday week, I received the items from him, which was as a result of my friend's suggestion for a birthday gift. My friend doesn't know this, but I overheard her complaining about my boyfriend calling her at odd hours and asking her to be friends. Listening to the call, I realized she really finds his demand for a secret friendship fishy. She was telling the person on the other end of the phone, how can she share my boyfriend's attitude towards her with me? Looking back at the day I introduced them, she was honestly quite uncomfortable, and I must say, I'm also not cool at how he looks at her. She's a very pretty lady. Not to sound like I don't like how I look, but the truth is she is way prettier than me, and it's normal to find her attractive. I've been thinking if my boyfriend is ashamed of me, I've been thinking my boyfriend is ashamed of me, and that's why he hides our relationship. So, guys, basically, after reading this piece, I realized my first question here was secrecy and privacy, because there's a difference between these two. What I can see here is their relationship is basically a secret and it's not private, because you can be dating, people know you're dating, and obviously you keep certain things to yourself. It's not people's business to know what's going on. But in this case, people don't even know that you're dating. So, like in a situation now wherein, somebody might be flirting with you and all of that, you can't really blame them because they don't really know who your partner is and all that stuff. So imagine being in a relationship wherein no one knows, no one has your back. You don't even know if you guys, like, if you're in, both of you are in this together, or maybe you're just the only one in this relationship. Because you can clearly see that if this guy is so comfortable keeping their relationship a secret, it might also mean that something is going on the side. And even if somebody will have to call him out for it, no one can. Like, there's no one to stand up and be like, hey, guy, this thing is not cool, oh, like, you know, that kind of thing. Because I don't really understand why it's okay with having a secret relationship and then going back to this friend that was supposed to just help with the birthday gift and then asking her to be friends with him and keeping it a secret from the girlfriend. So we're going to get started. I see a request here from Zagalo. I don't know if he's still here. But yeah, so for me, this is totally a red flag, because I know that you can still have a relationship that is not hidden, but you have privacy. Bro, Zagalo.
What's up?
Yeah, I see you wanted to join in the live. We're talking about
I wanted to join the live.
Red flags
Talking
today.
about what?
So what red flags in a relationship?
Let me call you back and talk. Okay?
All right.
I'll join
later.
See you.
See you. 1, 2, 3. Open.
Why not? You drink from?
They're supposed to each other.
Yeah.
It's legal.
No.
Let's go for answer first. And then, if you are okay with answer first. Okay. Okay. It's out. So we'll continue. Our guy couldn't join us right now. So what are some of these red flags we're supposed to look out for? You know, that first story we've been shared, that's a total red flag. This guy is dating you and he only wants both of you to know. It obviously means this is basically not going anywhere. Like, because at the start of the conversation, the story says, strictly warned me against telling anyone. And simple fact, not telling anyone is even putting you in a dangerous position, because you are there, no one knows. You don't know where you're even going. That's another thing. Like, we don't even know where we're going, because even if we're going to be friends, I guess it should also be laid out clearly, like, okay, we're friends, we're getting to know each other, so you know that, okay, we are not really an item. So that's totally cool. One red flag to look out for is somebody that's manipulative, because there's so many people who tend to have something they hold against their partners, and they can use at any time. You know, some people can emotionally manipulate you. They know that, okay, Floriana likes me so much, and she doesn't want me to feel a certain way. So in case of anything that I do wrong, I'll just use this thing of, oh, you understand, you know, I told you that I'm not strong in this area. You're supposed to, you know, understand me. You're the only one that's supposed to be there for me and hold my hands and blah, 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 blah. They can easily just use something to make you feel trapped, I should say. And some people can even use tears. They can even use, you know, threaten you. People can go to the extent of threatening you with certain things they know that They'll just tell you, if you do this, I'll do this to myself, and blah, 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 blah. And you're now stuck because you're worried that if I do anything, or if I try to leave, they're going to harm themselves, and it's going to be on me. So that's like a big red flag. You're just there, you're stuck, you don't know what to do because somebody's there manipulating you. Like, they have to tell you certain things that will make you feel like you're not supposed to leave, or let you feel like you cannot do without them. That's another thing too, because there's some times wherein, the issue with low self-confidence, as you say, low self-esteem, wherein you feel like, I am supposed to just stay here. Like, I'm here, I don't have anywhere else to go. This person is the only person I have. You have this, is it codependency? Like, you depend on this person so much. Like, if I leave, I can't do without you, and all of that. So you feel like, I'm supposed to be there, and this person will use these aspects to hold you in. Like, you are just stuck in, like you're just stuck there. Like, you're just there, you don't even know what to do in this case. Another thing that, for me, I'll say, like, it's a total like, you have to, something is up. Like, something is up. It's also disregard for boundaries. In this case, we know that, yes, we're dating, we're supposed to have this kind of cordial relationship and all of that. We're supposed to, there are certain things that, of course, we can share with each other and all of that. We know that we're going somewhere, but then there comes the part wherein he has no, or she has no regard for boundaries. Like, number one, if you're dating, okay, it's just dating for now. We've not gone to that advanced level yet. I don't see why you're supposed to invade, let me say, certain areas, like, you cannot get boyfriend or husband benefits, girlfriend, wife benefits as just a boyfriend or a girlfriend. There's supposed to be some sort of boundaries. There are certain areas you have to also regard that lady is still under an authority. In this case, I'm talking about your dad. As a girl, I'm under my dad's authority. So there are certain things that you're not supposed to demand or expect from me yet, because I'm still under the authority of my dad. I'm not yet married to you. So there are certain things that I cannot do. I cannot cross certain boundaries. Of course, if your parents you're living with your parents, there are certain rules and regulations. They're like, okay, if you go out like this time, you have to come back this time. You're not supposed to stay over at his place or spend the weekend, blah, 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 blah. And your parents are like, it's not like we don't want you to date or be happy or something, but these are the rules. It's still rules. You still have to have boundaries, And then you have somebody that is, I know, like, yeah, as teenagers when we were younger, we'll do everything. Like, we're crazily in love. We'll jump the fence and blah, blah, blah. I don't know if people did it, but yeah, jump the fence, disappear, not say where you're going. So all of that. And then after you've done all that, you've done all of that, and your parents are obviously going to get mad, and they're obviously going to feel and be convinced that this guy that you're dating is the reason for you, becoming rebellious and all of that, that teenage adrenaline that you have. So there are certain boundaries, you have to respect them. Like, she has family, she has friends. You have to understand that there are certain things that she cannot do yet. She's still not, she does not have, she's not currently under your authority. So yes, there are some things that you cannot demand for her yet. That also includes finances, I should say. Like, we'll have to talk about that in another topic, but I'll just talk about it briefly too. Like, maybe she's not, or he's not yet in a certain position to financially aid certain things. Because, yeah, like I said, you're still under your parents' authority. Yes, she can give you money, he can give you money, but then you also have to understand that there are certain things that she won't be able to do yet, because that means she's stepping out of, should I say, yes, her jurisdiction. She's just a girlfriend for now. And, yes, I know that people will say, oh, we are planning to get married and all, but you're still not yet married. So there are some things that you cannot expect out of your partner at this time. Like, at this time. Another red flag is I know some people will be like, this one, pressuring somebody for sex. Why should I say it's a red flag? Okay, so for me, as a Christian, I believe that you're supposed to wait and then you can have sex. Not saying that judging people who have, I'm just saying that that's me. Maybe other people are there that also, believe the same thing. That's what God's word said, that you shouldn't have sex before marriage. Yeah. So in a situation wherein you feel like, sometimes some people are like, oh, I'm not ready, I don't want to do this, or I believe that I'm supposed to wait until I get married. And you notice that there is so much pressure coming in for sex, and to the point wherein it uses that as a weapon against you. Like I said, being manipulative earlier on, wherein it's going to always remind you that, or it's going to always make you feel like, are you sure you love me? I'm sure most ladies have had this before. I don't think you love me, because if you love me, you will have given it to me. It means that you don't trust me. Oh, you have somebody else that you're saying, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's pressuring you. And I'm sure it also applies to the men too. I know there are some guys who they also believe in waiting, and then the lady is pressuring them. I know, like, you're not a real man. You cannot tell me that you don't feel something, blah 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 blah, and and so on and so on. So that's another red flag. Like, why is the demand so, like, it's constant? Why do you want it so bad? That's something that is going on, because usually in situations like this, it will just get what it came for, have sex with you, disappear. She has sex with you and she disappears. So that's another red flag to look for. Like, why? Because marriage and love relationship, marriage is not just about sex. Married people will tell you they can go weeks, sometimes months, without having sex. So if your own is just sex, something is wrong, because there is more to a relationship than just sex. So you cannot just come and be demanding for it so much. It's suspicious. Something is wrong. Is this just what you want? After having this, are you just going to disappear on me like that? So that's another red flag. Then another thing to look out for is inconsistency. Like, this your partner is not consistent. In this case, your mind might go to so many things. Is he seeing somebody else? Is he really interested, or is just dating because he wants to date? Because that's another thing. Some people are so they feel so much pressure to date that they would just enter into a relationship. They don't know what they're supposed to do there, and they're just basically wasting somebody's time. So you notice that 1 week there's so much love and attention. The next week, for 2 weeks, there's nothing. Another week, there's so much love and attention. For weeks, nothing. So it's doing like waves, up, down, up, down, up, down. And it's even confusing to you, like what's going on? Is there something I'm supposed to know? Like, are you having difficulties juggling more than one partner? Because that's another thing too. Or you're trying to communicate something to me. So like there's this inconsistency with your character, with the way you relate to your partner. Maybe today, like you're all lovey-dovey. Like it even gives you mental drain because you don't know the day this person will just switch up on you like that. So you're stressed. Okay, this one that today is lovey-dovey. Is it going to be the same way tomorrow? Is she going to be the same way tomorrow? Like it's so inconsistent. Because one thing is, love is deliberate. Love is not just a feeling. It's deliberate. You have to work on it. Every form of relationship needs work. You don't just sit down and expect things to work. Whether it's family, friendship, work relationship, it requires you to put in the work. You have to do something, you know. You have to put in your time, your energy. You have to be there. You have to be a listener. You have to be confident. You have to be you know, somebody can run to and all of that. So if there is this inconsistency, then it moves your mind to something, because love is a choice. You have to be deliberate. You've decided that, okay, I'm going to be with Floriana. I'm going to put in the work. You know, we're going to make this thing work. Like, I want to be with Floriana. I need to make time for her. I need to be there. I need to reciprocate the same energy and all of that. So if there's this inconsistency for such a long time too, or it's just wavy, you know, you cannot have this lovey-dovey for a long time. You know that it's going to change back to something else, like the person becomes totally different. That's also a red flag. It's also showing you that maybe this person doesn't know what they want, he or she wants. Maybe there's someone else, or there's, you know, there's just something off about inconsistency. So, and at that stage, you have to put him or her down and try to have a conversation, like to know what's really going on. What are we supposed to do in this situation? Like, what's happening? Like, is there something I'm supposed to know? Like, there's something wrong. And most of the time when the inconsistency can start, it also means that maybe the person is no longer interested. So they might be finding it hard to tell you. So they'll just be giving you this vibe like, you know. So that's another thing. And then another red flag is affection. Like, you notice there's this lack of affection, you know. There's this lack of affection, this lack of empathy towards you. Let's say in this case, I'm dating somebody, like there's this lack of affection, like there's no empathy, you know, you don't feel any form of, you know, energy, like that energy that makes you have this feeling that is so unexplainable. Like, you don't have it, like it's lacking. It's like your relationship is blank, I should say. Like, you're just there, but there's nothing, you know. Or you have to constantly fight or push too hard to get their attention. Like, you have to push so hard to get the attention of this person, you know, or to get them to feel for you. Like, if there's something going wrong, or you're not feeling somehow, you have to get them to, they don't feel with you. There is nothing there. Like if you're in pain or, you're feeling down or something, like they don't feel with you and try to build you up. So in that situation too, that there is something is totally like off. It's showing you that I don't know, like, where are we going with this? Because your partner is supposed to be your safe space. You're supposed to be super excited when you talk about your partner, or when just thinking about your partner. And then you have a situation wherein you have to constantly fight or make him or her want to show you some form of affection. You shouldn't be fighting for affection or demanding for it all the time. It's something that you're supposed to receive, because that's why you guys are together. It's more than just, dating. You're supposed to be friends, supposed to be, somebody's safe space. Like, I can come to you about certain things. We can, if I'm down, I come to you. I know that, oh, the moment I'm speaking with Florian, everything just becomes normal. But then there's nothing like that. Like, it's just blank. Yeah. There's something off in this case. Yeah, another thing is we should also look out for is okay, I've spoken about these other ones. It's another thing of avoiding conflict. You have a partner that is so fast to avoid conflict. I know there are people who just don't want to have any noise around them. They don't want it. They don't want that kind of energy. But in life, the truth is, you're not going to always have things smoothly. There's going to be that colleague that's going to get on your nerves. There's obviously going to be that family member that will just get you to that place that you're like, So somebody that also avoids conflict is not really, it's something to look out for, because it's going to be hard to have conversations. This person is always keeping things in. You don't really know if this person, if there's something going on, like, did I do something wrong? Do we have to talk and stuff like that? But in this case, this person is always avoiding conflict. Like, any conversation around that is not so, sweet, or, the normal sweetie lovey-dovey thing, like, you tend to move away from it easily. Like, you don't want any form of conflict. But the truth is, life is not going to be smooth, even with your partner. You will not necessarily fight and, get to the extreme, but you have those misunderstandings that you can easily, deal with and walk away from. And the reason why it's good to talk about certain these things is because it's not good to build up what should I say? Like, build up certain, feelings. Even the Bible is against, strife and anger and bitterness. So avoiding conflict is not a good sign, because you didn't like something. It's best to deal with it and you move away from it. But you easily move from conversations or situations that will bring some form of, discomfort to you. Like, no, I don't like talking about it. But when you leave that situation, you're alone. We both know that you're angry, you are pissed, we want to punch somebody. I know people say I'm still trying to learn how to deal with my anger issues and all of that. And that's why your partner is supposed to be your friend, your safe space that will help you as well. So you can't just always move away from conflict, because in a situation where you're going to get married, you're going to a different family, and there's some things that they will do that you wouldn't necessarily like. and you start having issues with them, like, I don't want them coming here, blah, 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 and this. You have your entire in-laws. You guys are at loggerheads. So avoiding conflict is not a good sign. It's good to communicate. Have sit downs. If there's something off, you deal with it there and then. Don't let it pile up. That's the reason why, some partners will tell you point blank, the one thing I hate is when we're having conversations, you start bringing up things that happened last year, weeks ago, that this was what happened. I didn't like it. Like, you didn't say anything for us to deal with it. So somebody that is like that, you've noticed that it's too much for you to, like, and they're not learning, like, because we're supposed to grow past what we were yesterday, so we're supposed to improve daily. So that's not a good sign, because then you're going to have somebody that has an entire book, a black book of every wrong you've ever done. So even if you're trying to do something good, that person is also going to reference to it. So this was what you did 2 weeks ago, and you did not this. I know that some people, even when you talk about it and you move away from that, they still bring it up, which is not a good attitude. You shouldn't do that, because then again, you push people away. Because if people apologize and you say, oh, you're forgiven, and then any little thing the person does, you have to refer back to it. This was what you did, Floriana, last year. You don't listen. If you had listened, like, no one wants to be hearing this constantly. So it's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. Another red flag is, I know maybe some people have, what should I say? A different opinion, but I'm just going to say it. Like, you are totally, your entire being, your focus is just on the person you're dating. Like, everything about your life is no longer about any other thing that you want to do. I understand people will say when you're in love, you want, you about to, let's say, you're about to get married. This person is supposed to be a purpose partner, so you're about to fulfill God's purpose, together, and all of that. But then another thing is somebody that their entire being is linked to that relationship. They feel like, if I'm not with this person, then I'm nothing. That's a red flag. And this is not to say that there is anything wrong with being focused in a relationship and building it because you're about to enter into another phase, which is marriage. But I'm trying to say that it's also a problem of personality. Maybe there's an issue with low self-esteem, wherein you feel like your only worth comes from another person. That's not a good thing. This is not just about dating, but personally, you cannot just build your entire life around having this one person. Because if you're single and you're not comfortable with yourself, you're going to take that into your relationship, you're going to take it back into your marriage. If you are not okay with yourself, you shouldn't get married. You shouldn't date. You have to be okay first alone. As Floriana, I should be okay being Floriana, just Floriana. I should be comfortable that, okay, yeah, this is me. I can do this and do that. This is my person. I was made by God. God loves me. I don't need to be called a Mrs. or for me to have a man with me, for me to feel complete. I'm supposed to be complete alone before wanting to date, or else you're going to enter into a relationship. That's the reason why you see some people cannot stay single. The moment they are done dating, they start looking for another partner because they feel like something is wrong with them. No. Dating shouldn't be about you finding yourself. yourself should have been found before you're going to date, because that's a recipe for disaster. People can easily take advantage of that. They'll be like, oh, she cannot live without me, so anything I tell her to do, she's going to do it. You know, that's the reason why you have relationships wherein people go against everything. They go against God's word, they go against principles, everything, because they are so scared of being alone that they find their worth in dating or having a partner, which is not that's not supposed to be the case. If I'm not okay being Floriana single, I'm still going to continue with that. Like, I need somebody else to feel good about myself. No, I'm supposed to feel good and love myself first before I can start dating, or else I'm going to carry that into the marriage too, and it's going to affect the relationship that I'm going to have, because I'm so dependent on this person that everything has to come. Like, I can't do anything anymore, because I feel like if this person is not there, you know, I'm supposed to. I know some people will be like, you know, that thing where people will be like, you're the air that I breathe. You're the, you know, what is it again? They have some very interesting ones. You're the air that I breathe. Oh yes, I cannot live without you. Yeah, that one too. It can be fun, but the point I'm trying to make is when it's actually what you truly believe. For example, in actuality, you feel like if this person leaves you, this is what is going to happen to me. I cannot survive. Dangerous. That is totally dangerous. And I'm going to repeat it again. You're supposed to be okay with yourself first, you know? Like, you're comfortable being yourself. You're comfortable being alone, you know? Because you're alone does not mean that you're lonely. There's also this misconception that, okay, I'm single, so it technically means I'm lonely. No, you are not lonely. It's not, you are not lonely. You're alone. True. Yes, you're not dating, but that does not make you less of a person, you know, or else you risk entering into relationship just to cover up for the fact that you are scared of being by yourself. There was a movie I watched, I've forgotten the name. It was on Netflix, but it's a South African movie wherein the lady wants to be in a relationship so bad. She's so worried, and you know, and her mom kept pressuring her, and she was just dating. But towards the end of the movie, she realized that, nah, the men do not have a problem. I do, because I'm not okay with myself. I always feel like I need a man to feel good, you know. Like, you'll find your self-worth from having somebody with you. Like, if that person is not there, something goes off. So that's, no, like, personally, we should work on being comfortable alone. Like, okay, just because this didn't work out does not make me any less of a human being. It doesn't make me a problem per se. Yes, you say, yeah, human beings, we have our flaws and all of that, which is normal, but that one that you feel like something is wrong with me because I'm not dating, nah. Not a good sign. Not a good sign. Then another thing as well to look out for is you know, people say it means you have a low self-esteem if you feel like this person is always, you know, always critical. Like, there's a point you get to that it becomes a little too much, I should say, like overly critical. You have a problem with every single thing. Every single thing. Like, everything. You have a problem with everything. From the look, you know. Obviously, when you're dating, you're supposed to grow. You're supposed to share everything. For example, Floriana, I think you should work on this side, blah, 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 you know, because you're supposed to grow. you guys are there. You're not just supposed to be hearing sweet things. I know most of the time we women don't want to hear the truth. Like, you don't want to be told that you're supposed to work on this aspect. I remember I was talking to a guy on Sundays, like, you women will be saying, yeah, I want to learn. But the moment we try to call out certain area that we think is not good, that you should work on, you get offensive and all of that. So yeah, we tend to have that issue wherein we easily just blow up, like, no, you're not supposed to tell me that. But there comes a point wherein you feel like this person becomes overly critical. Hi, Abdul.
I'm having a little bit problem with the network here.
Yeah, notice I need to see you. Hi, how are you? Okay. Thank you for joining me. Hello? I can't get you anymore. Okay, so like you feel like this is a little too much, like everything, there's a problem with everything that you do. Like there's nothing that you can do right. That's somehow like you cannot even be yourself because you're so worried that is going to find fault or she's going to find fault in everything that I do, like you always feel like should I say, yeah, unappreciated, or you always feel like something you do is not going to be right. And the one thing with the human mind is when it has become so normal that you always criticize so much by this person, you subconsciously, even when you're trying to do the right thing, you end up messing it up because you're always on edge. Like it's just like when we're younger, the society we grew up in, you're so worried that you hear a scream like, why did you put it there? So you're always like, you're so fearful that you end up making the mistake that you are not even supposed to make because it's so normal that you're going to hear somebody complain that you shouldn't have put it this way, you should have done it this way, and this and this. So it starts affecting your mind that even when you're trying to do the right thing, you end up mixing things up, you totally mess it up because you're always worried and all of that. So back to the story I shared earlier about this person that decided that, or the boyfriend that told the girlfriend that they shouldn't tell anybody about their relationship. I guess some people were not in, wherein he warned her against saying that they are dating. So she has not, people don't know. The only people that know that they are dating are just the girl's friends, not the guy's friends. Like his friends don't know. Only her and her friends and the two of them that are dating. So that has been how the relationship has been going on for months. And she's wondering if there's something up that is making him not to want people to know. Because in this case, we see wherein he's dating her, but is still trying to approach the friend. According to the lady, this friend is prettier. According to her as well, she said she doesn't look down on herself, but she just been honest that this her friend is prettier and all of that. So she has a feeling that he's comfortable. Maybe he wants to hide her, but want to, if he has a prettier girl, he wouldn't mind switching from this is point of I don't like people knowing that I'm dating to switching on to, yeah, this is my girlfriend, but you'll be private, because secrecy and privacy, like I said, are not the same thing. In this case, just the two of you. And she had to even ask, the story is deeper than this though. Like she had to even ask about if it's fine. Like she had to make him realize that, oh, I'm going to share a relationship with my friends, even though it was like, no, you shouldn't, nobody should know. And I'm like, I don't support that. Like, why are we hiding, because I know that, yeah, we can date, but our business is not out there. That's totally fine. But the one that no one can know, that's my problem. Like, no one knows. Like, even when I was reading through the point, I'm like, I'm not wanted by anyone. Like, no agency is looking for me that I will say I'm supposed to hide. You get I don't know if you guys understand. Like, I'm not hiding from any agency. Like, I'm not a wanted person that I should want to hide it. I know some people will say maybe making people know will put the relationship at risk. I don't think so, because I can say, okay, I'm dating J. Let's say J. We know that Florina is dating J, but we don't know what is happening in their relationship. Like, it's private. They share what they want us to know, but they don't go deeper than, certain things. They have a cutoff point. That is totally fine, but no one knows. People are toasting you. You keep telling them that you have a boyfriend, and they'll be like, who is your boyfriend? She can't say anything. The friends cannot even say anything. Like, that kind of thing. And also another point, I should say, is it can conveniently have her and have another lady or other ladies wherein no one can say anything, because no one knows. Like, I know, yeah, there's the bro code, girl code, whatever, wherein be like, oh, it's not in my place to tell her something. But at least if people know, somebody's there that's going to call him out, like, bro, nah, this is not cool. You have, got your girl there and stuff like that. I guess that people do it, like people who genuinely say, no, you shouldn't do that. So just having this relationship wherein no one knows anything, we can't even, we can't even ask you and all of that. So like, nah, I don't know if what Abdul wanted to join me. So if there are any questions, any comments, I'm looking forward to your questions and comments with regards this topic. I've spoken about withholding affection, hyper-focused on the relationship. That's the only thing you care about. Disregard for boundaries. I've also spoken about pressure for sex. I've spoken about lack of empathy. I've spoken about overly critical. Like, any other points you like for us to share. And I also spoke about why it's dangerous to want to be in a relationship because you feel you are incomplete without somebody, which is not a good sign. You don't need somebody else to feel complete. You're a human being, fully human. And you're supposed to be comfortable with yourself first, or else that's a recipe for disaster, because it can be easily used by anyone to manipulate you. I also spoke about manipulative, which is also another thing that I guess a lot of people might have a lot of points to talk on and speak. Yeah, because you always feel the need to prove yourself or explain yourself, and always going extra because the person can easily just tell you, I don't think that you care about me, because if you do, you'll let me have this and this, and all of that, all of that stuff. So guys, what are some red flags we should look out for? Are we here? Abdul, I don't know if Abdul can join me, because I guess he wanted to share something, but his network is down. So yeah, so I just want to there's a topic we're supposed to deal with next week. We're supposed to talk about at what stage should a partner lay claims to our finances. I don't know. Lamzi is here. The framing of the question, like at what stage should, a partner lay claim on our finances? That that, okay, I have a right to know how much you earn. I have a right to also have money, the money that you make, and all of that. So guys, I guess that's it for today. Looking forward to your comments and suggestions for the next topic. I'm hoping to go back to 11 p.m. because I think that's a convenient time. I couldn't come on at 11 because I had an engagement already for this Friday. So it's just ended. So that's why I moved it to the time we moved it to, because sorry, I didn't want to have to rush through the live, so it was best I moved the time, but we're hoping to go back to 11 p.m. And that being said, please don't forget to follow Talk with Rhea, like various posts, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. The link is on Talk with Rhea's description. Also, questions and topics you would like for us to discuss, you let us know, and then we'll take it from there. I have quite a low number of them. I'm also hoping to have guests so that we can have different views and opinions from different angles and different people. So I'm hoping to have guests. I'll try to be getting a guest early enough so that we can be live with you guys. And I also moved back to the original time so that we'll have more people join in, and also it's going to be comfortable so that our guests can also join in, because we're 8 hours ahead. So it's normal that at this time most people will be sleeping. So guys, that's it for today. If I see the need that we're supposed to still continue with this topic, we'll do it. If not, we'll just have another topic coming up. And I'm also trying to be doing some reels on the Talk with Rhea and see what I can share there as well. So thank you guys for joining me. That's it for today's session. Don't forget to follow the page, Talk with Rhea. Subscribe to the channel, guys. We have other videos there, and we've released a recent interview video, so you guys can go check it out. So that's it. I'm signing out. Thank you guys for joining me. Have a wonderful weekend till the next series episode. Bye.